pluck the strings of destiny. Oh, Valhalla calling me. Valhalla calling me.
Well, it didn't get me demonetized, at least. We'll
awesome.
see. That is awesome. Did it glitch out on you guys too?
Yeah, kind of restarted a few times.
Well, I did that on purpose, but it didn't
but
glitch
that
out
was it.
throughout the thing.
It didn't for me.
Okay, good. That was my computer then. I was trying to get things
that was pretty
pulled
awesome,
up.
though.
That was fun.
That was nice.
Yeah, that's for Valhalla. He's totally welcome to it.
Yeah,
I created that.
He's been invited in tonight. We'll see if he shows up.
So. Hey, if he shows up, we'll play it again.
Yeah.
You know what else are you gonna do
next time? But we'll see.
Well, I don't think we will. I think we'll be fine. Because the guy that wrote that song, he said just make sure that you recognize him because he wants to be recognized as the artist that did it, and put in the lyrics with it, and make sure that you change it up and just don't use his video. It's like I'm cool with that.
Pretty awesome.
What's going on though?
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. It's kind of a last minute decision to about an hour and a half ago to do this tonight.
Pretty much.
I didn't do it last night because I needed sleep, and then I didn't sleep. So, what the hell? I'm gonna be, and I have to be up early at like 5:30 in the morning. So it will be a short stream tonight. It won't be terribly long. We'll get through at least part of day 2. Because there's 3 or 4 more days of this, and we got to get to some even better stuff, I guess.
And everybody, welcome Caitlin Comments for coming in and hanging out. She's interested in this one also. She was fortunate enough to miss out on day 1, which is awesome. So I'm glad that she could miss out. If you guys have any problems with volume, just let me know. And
and I think I was looking. It looks like about 8:30 or so is where they're going to start the next day, because they got about 8.5 minutes of just the ceiling.
Yeah, well, you'll hear something as they'll be talking.
Yeah,
it's pretty raunchous from what I could tell.
Oh, in the first 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, because I kind of skipped through to figure out where they were, and so all right.
It'll happen here shortly. You'll hear it in the background.
Yeah, I could hear some kind of whistle, just whispering and talking, but yeah. Oh, somebody getting. I have to turn that up. Oh, I can't turn it up.
Nope.
Good morning. 2021 CF 715, People of State of Illinois versus Bradley Yohn. You may be seated. I'm available. Let them hang there. I'm advised that all alternates are present in the jury assembly room. Mr. Jones, are you prepared to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Keck is looking into a brief issue, so we may need 5 minutes for that issue, but we're looking into that, and we'll bring it up to the court when she returns if it's something we need to address.
All right. Mr. Yohn, is defense prepared to proceed?
I believe so, Your Honor.
All right. Well, we're a few minutes ahead of schedule, and so we'll take a short recess waiting for Ms. Keck to return, and we'll get the jury lined up and ready to come in and get
all right, there we go. That's all I needed to know. I can.
Yeah.
That.
And if my YouTube chat would ever freaking load up, it's so. so glitchy these days. It doesn't like this because I like to pop it out and have the StreamYard.
So can you
chat
see
going.
chat on
On
Twitter?
I can see it on StreamYard, but
Okay.
it's a little, it's a little delayed.
Well, I can pull them up here too.
Thank you. All right, so we are going back on the record in 2021 CF 715, People versus Bradley Yohn. The people are appearing by Assistant State's Attorneys Keck and Jones, and the defendant Bradley Yohn is appearing in person pro se. He has standby counsel, Mr. Nelson, also present. And so parties that answered that they're ready to proceed with trial previously. Mr. Jones, the state ready to proceed?
We are, Your Honor. There is one issue we need to address outside the presence of the jury if the court could let me be heard.
Sure.
Your Honor, yesterday, an individual by the name of Travis Bloom attempted to enter the courtroom while the proceedings were occurring. He was stopped by security and told he could enter at breaks. At that point, he stayed outside the courtroom, but was heard outside the courtroom making very loud comments that were heard by Sheriff's Deputy Sam Smith inside the courtroom. Or Sam was, I apologize, he was outside, but he was heard making very loud comments. At that point, he was told that he needed to be quiet, couldn't interrupt the court proceedings. He was asked to leave at that point. He began to respond with profanity and intense behavior. At that point, Deputy Smith told him, based on his behavior, he was not going to be allowed to come back to the courtroom proceedings for fear that he would continue to disrupt the proceedings, as is the responsibility of the sheriff's office for the security of the courtrooms. He attempted to re-enter the courtroom today. He was told that he was not going to be allowed to enter the courtroom. And again, he responded with profanity and anger and was escorted out of the courtroom, outside of the courthouse by sheriff's deputies. I did want to make a record of that. It is an open proceeding. However, the open proceedings are limited to spectators who are able to control their behavior both inside and outside of the courtroom. At this point, Mr. Bloom has shown that he could not do that. So the sheriff's office, acting in their discretion and their authority for the security of the courthouse, have banned him from returning to the courtroom. I wanted to make a record of that so the court was aware and so the defense was aware. Thank
Your
you.
Honor, I object to this. Your Honor, throughout my time here, my family has been repetitively denied. I understand Travis Bloom is an idiot. I understand that, fully understand that. He holds a good heart. They didn't arrest him yesterday. If he did all the things, they probably should have arrested him, right? I mean, these are very serious matters. To limit him from the courtroom simply because of this is ridiculous. If a person does not know that they cannot come in during a time that is not a recess, then maybe they should be explained that, or maybe there should be notices posted on a wall somewhere. Your Honor, for them to give him one warning and tell him you cannot come back in the courtroom is wrong. I believe the man should have a chance. I understand where he's highly agitated. I would be too, considering what's going on with my family.
Well, I think the family
It's
might be
quite
interested in
ridiculous.
you.
I believe he should be enabled as long as he can control himself. He was simply pushed out of the courtroom without giving notice. That deputy yesterday did not give him notice that, hey, you can't come in when it's not recess, sir. They said, you can't come in. And I heard it. I heard it with my own ears.
Yeah, winning reality.
It's wrong.
Thanks
I've
for
been
the raid,
prejudicially
man.
treated the whole time I've been here.
Nice.
Insanely and ridiculously treated. Now my family has to be treated over that. It's wrong. I am in hopes and pray that the courts give him an opportunity to come in here as long as he can control his manners and sit quietly and not interrupt the courts. This has been an ongoing problem, Your Honor. I've addressed it many times I've addressed the prejudice to me very many times. I've brought proof of it. I have a red thumb drive a verbatim brand that has proof of prejudice done to me, where I have been assaulted in this courthouse or in this jail and in this courthouse building. People have made note of it, not just outside of this courthouse today,
Mr.
but
Yohn, if
people,
I could focus you back on Mr. Bloom. That's the issue before us today.
Your Honor, and I apologize, but I am focused on that. The prejudice has been ongoing. And I believe it is even more prejudice that my one family member who is local is not permitted to sit in. He simply tried to come in. And as I said, he's an idiot. He doesn't know that. I wouldn't know that. A common person wouldn't know that you can't come in during a recess or during a time that's not a recess. I believe he should be given a chance, Your Honor.
Mr. Yohn, that's fine. I've heard your argument. The gentleman in the back courtroom by the door with law enforcement, what's your name? You step outside the door and see if there's anything posted about their entering the courtroom during a recess.
What state is this in?
Illinois.
There is, Your Honor.
And what does it say, sir?
It says, you may only enter the courtroom at recess or breaks.
And you were here yesterday, sir?
I was.
And was that sign posted on the door at all times?
I believe so.
Have a seat, Mr. Yohn. Your motion or objection is overruled. Your, as you described, idiot relative Travis Bloom should have read the door sign before he tried to enter the courtroom, and so he was advised of the court rules. And as he has attempted to disrupt these proceedings yesterday as represented, he will be barred from attending further
dear
proceedings
Lord.
in this
Oh,
matter.
he's barred completely.
Mr. Jones, is the state ready to proceed?
We are, Your Honor.
Mr. Yohn, is the defense ready to proceed?
That's awesome.
Have no choice, Your Honor.
All right. We'll have the bail and the jury.
Oh man, yeah, he's got to be there no matter what.
All right.
Return to the jury box. We left off with the state having presented 3 witnesses. So, Mr. Jones, case is still in your court. Do you,
Imagine
or
so.
on your side, do you wish to call your next witness?
We do, Your Honor.
Okay, who will that be?
Yeah, the people would call Joe Lohmeyer.
53.
And Mr. Joe Lohmeyer brought in. Few come. Joe Lohmeyer,
Are you streaming this to Caitlin?
I believe they're getting
is that
it.
you?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, all right. Just happened to come in right. Came in at the right time, apparently. All right, Mr. Lohmeyer, if you'd come forward to the clerk and raise your right hand, she will swear you in.
You do solemnly swear that the testimony you may give in the cause now pending before this court shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
Then they just
On the
slap
witness stand,
hands.
please. Ms. Keck, when you're ready.
Thank you, Your Honor. Could you tell us your name, please?
Joe Romeyer,
Mr. Lohmeyer, how are you employed?
Sergeant, Patrol, Adams County Sheriff's Office.
How long have you worked with the Adams County Sheriff's Department?
About 18 years.
I'm sorry, can I
About 18 years.
have you pull that a little bit closer? My hearing is terrible, so. Sergeant Lohmeyer, were you working on the evening of November 9th, 2021?
Yes,
That evening, about 6:30 in the evening, did a call come in where you responded to 4300 Bottom Road here in Quincy?
yes.
Tell us what the call was that came in.
The call came in as a woman carjacking and rape.
When you arrived at the residence of 4300 Bottom Road that evening, did you go inside the house?
Yes.
Before you went inside the house, did you notice anything about the front area of that house? As far as any markings on
The front of the house kind of had a bit of a circle drive, and there was a grassy area in the center. There's some tire marks on the grassy area in the center.
When you went inside, did you notice anything about the door leading from the garage into the
Sorry.
house?
Yeah, the door from the garage into the house
Make him sound more
You know, there were
aggressive.
footprints on the door.
Yeah.
It had been
Yeah,
kicked in. The door hinge or
2.5
the
or
latch was
0.5?
broke.
And if we can put people's
1.25.
exhibit 39 on
Yeah.
the screen. Sergeant Lohmeyer, is this what you saw when you talked about that it didn't kick?
Yes.
Mark here.
Mhm.
That's
And then
not me.
also
That's
there's
the
markings
that's
right here in
court.
the drywall.
Yes.
And for the record, I'm pointing to an indent in the drywall. We go to people's exhibit 40. And this was a close-up of that mark in the drywall, correct?
Yes.
We're not sure yet.
When you went into the residence further, did you observe an individual inside of that residence?
Yes.
Tell me what you observed about that individual.
There was a older female sitting on the floor with her legs kind of off to the side. She appeared distraught.
When you saw this older female, did you know who that was at that point?
No.
When you responded that evening, you were one of the first officers on scene, correct?
Yes. Deputy Bowden and I arrived at about the same time.
Is your job when you first respond to just get a very basic statement from an individual?
Yes.
And you said that you had been told based on the dispatch report that it was for a carjacking and I believe you said a rape. Is that correct?
Yes.
Did you have
Brad was
information
gonna
about
get
whether or
something
not
burned out in
the
prison.
suspects were on scene?
Yeah.
The suspects were not on scene.
Based on the fact that that was the report and you did not know where the suspects were, what was your concern?
We have a woman reporting a rape and violence, and so my concern is community safety. You know,
Because you want to find out where
where this guy is at and try to stop any future problems.
based on that, is that why you then got a statement from this woman?
Yes.
Did you learn that her name was Tina Lohman?
Yes.
And did you ask her what had happened?
Yes.
Tell us what she told you had occurred.
Objection, Your Honor. Testimonial hearsay.
Your Honor, the officer
What?
testified that he was on scene, the suspects were missing, she was distraught, and he needed to find those suspects for community safety,
Not
which is
how
all
it works
exception to
there.
the hearsay rule and confrontation clause.
Court will overrule the objection as the hearsay falls within that exception. You may answer the question.
Okay. So she said she was on her way home,
I mean,
and
it's technically hearsay.
Sergeant Lowe might have to get a little bit.
Yeah.
It's still, it's
She said she was on her way home.
hearsay.
it was evening time. She drives a car where the headlights typically turn on automatically. But someone else had used the car previously, and somehow the automatic thing was not working. So as it was starting to get dark, she was concerned about the lights. So she stopped on North Bottom Road to try to fix the light situation. And she said a truck pulled up behind her, and she initially thought a man got out. She initially felt that he was there to help her with whatever situation she was having, and then learned that this was going to be a situation where he told her to scoot over, get over in the passenger seat with threat of violence, and he took the car.
Sergeant Lohmeyer, once she told you that he took the car, did you also ask her if she was continuing on, if she could give you a description of this man so that you could try
Yeah.
to locate this man?
Yeah, she described a white, scruffy, redheaded male. That was the male description.
Did she also describe if he had any facial hair?
Scruffy beard.
As after he had taken her car, what did she say that he did?
She said that he began rubbing her crotch. I think she said he demanded her jewelry first. So she gave him he took all the jewelry she had on herself, and then her cell phone. And she said he threw the cell phone out the window. She said while this was occurring, he at times was rubbing her crotch over her clothes. She was very, very scared. And
Sergeant Lohmeyer, as she was telling all these things, you said at the beginning that she was distraught. Was she still distraught as she was telling you these things?
yes, very distraught. Would you like me to describe it?
Yes, please.
Okay. So when I saw her, she was on the floor. There was some crying, but it was also, I think, what I've seen in other people is shock. Just disbelief, kind of bewilderment. When I would talk to her and ask her what happened, there was like a a pain for kind of remembering it, and some hesitation. And it was kind of a little bit disjointed as far as how the conversation went. And I think that was a reflection of how emotional she was. She seemed, I describe it as shock, but it was.
See, here's where he could be getting an objection in.
Just utter confusion, I think,
Yeah.
and disbelief is kind of what I read in her face, and pain, I think, of remembering what happened.
Sergeant Lohmeyer, as she continued to tell you,
I mean,
said that she
speculation,
was,
but,
you know,
driving
it's her-
home.
But-
It's
But
a
I think,
present
I think
Present
Lauren is
impression.
getting
Say she
off on
did.
this.
Your Honor, I'd
so
like to object. I'd like to
Mhm.
raise a continuing objection to testimony hearsay.
it's not hearsay, it's
No,
speculation.
she's not
Get it right.
following her spontaneous declaration or anything of the such, as she had already spoken with
His
others
observations.
before this.
The officer
Mr.
just
Checker,
wants to
respond.
go
Your
over
Honor,
and
he
punch him out.
responded. We
Yeah.
heard yesterday that
Oh my
Tim
gosh,
Schmidt called
yeah,
911 right
he's so
away. The
agitated
officer
with
then
him.
immediately responded. He was one of
That's
the first
every
officers
witness so
seen.
far.
Clearly, she's still undergoing the emotion and the experience
Had
and the
this
excitement
look.
of what had occurred based on the officer's testimony and what we heard yesterday.
All right, so I'm going to overrule your objection, Mr. Yohn. Again, finding such testimony is under a hearsay exception.
Sergeant Lohmeyer, can you tell us what she said she did once she got to her residence?
Yeah. She tried to get away from him. She got out of the car and locked the garage door before he entered. She's trying to lock him out.
Was he able to get back and get inside?
Yeah, she said he kicked the door
Yeah.
in.
Did she also indicate that inside of the residence that she had been sexually assaulted or raped?
Yes,
Did she say how that had occurred?
yes.
How did that occur according to what she told you?
Well, it started with threats. He had rummaged. She said he had rummaged through the drawers and the cabinets in the house and found a knife and threatened her with the knife. She said that he was upset about not getting more money at the house, and she said that he put his penis in her vagina, and it was.
Did she say where this had happened at in the house?
Yeah, in the living room, on the chair in the living room.
Sergeant Lohmeyer, we're going to put up People's Exhibit 41. Sergeant Lohmeyer, you said that chair, was this the chair that I'm pointing to? It's a green and white checker chair that she indicated where this had occurred.
Yes,
And when you came into the residence, was she sitting near that chair?
yes.
Where was she sitting near that chair? On the floor or on the piece of furniture?
hmm So on the floor in front of that plaid green chair.
So right in this area?
Yes.
And I'm pointing for the record right in front of the chair. You didn't like it.
hmm
Also, Sergeant Lohmeyer, when you were there, did you observe what we see in the picture is a spray can right here to the left of the chair,
Yes.
as well as further into the kitchen area, a knife that was laying on the floor.
Yes.
And all of that was present in those locations when you were right on scene that evening.
Yes.
Did she also, Ms. Lohman also indicate to you, there was another individual present with the white man with the scruffy hair?
Yes.
Did she know who that individual was?
No.
Did you ask her about that person as well to try to get information to find that person as well?
Yes.
What did she tell you about the person that was with that white man with the scruffy hair?
A shorter black female.
Thank you, officer. I have no other questions.
Mr. Yohn, care to cross-examine?
Yes, sir. Officer Lohmeyer, your report here I hold in my hand. Obviously, you know what it is. It's pretty minimal for what you've stated here on the record today.
Yeah, you want me to tell you everything she said?
Yeah.
I'm happy to do
What would you
that.
say if I made a statement that some of the things you have relayed here today are contrary to maybe what the person?
Objection.
Yes.
Improper impeachment.
Mr. Yohn,
Yeah.
I'll sustain the objection. You may rephrase the question, ask it in a different way.
Oh, he really you can tell he won't even look at him. He's just,
If I stated that
Yeah.
the declarant or victim, as some call her claims were
Objection. Improper impeachment.
Sustain the objection, Mr. Yohn. You may ask the question in a different way.
Dear Lord.
If they would you bring back up exhibit?
Better.
I believe it is
again.
the living room with the chair. Apologize.
Oh, he's just a sick. Sick man.
Right there, yes, sir. In that exhibit 41, you see the chair, obviously. You stated that when you entered, the female CL was sitting with her legs displayed to the side. Could you give us some reference as to what side maybe her legs were displayed to? How she was sitting, where her legs were directed at? What?
Yeah, I guess I can't say which way her legs are pointed, but her legs were, both legs were off to one side of her body, sitting on the floor.
Most likely probably over towards the kitchen area, since there's
I don't know.
Fine.
an ottoman and whatnot here.
I don't know.
Threats of violence to take the car. You stated she said there was threats of violence.
Did you see
Did she say anything about a weapon?
I don't remember.
And the white male, he was scruffy looking with a scruffy beard
Yes.
or scruffy facial hair. You also stated that he began rubbing her crotch, and this is what she's relayed to you. He began rubbing her crotch and then proceeded to take all of her jewelry, her cell phone, I believe it was glasses, specifically rings, necklaces, maybe, jewelry.
You tell me.
Can you ask the question again?
You stated that after rubbing her crotch, he proceeded to take her jewelry, glasses, phone, whatnot.
I'm gonna repeat the question 3 or 4 more times.
Yeah.
I said that she told me he took jewelry and a cell phone. That's what I said.
Oh.
And you
Oh.
say she appeared to be in shock and disbelief.
Yes.
Obviously, I mean, I
Yeah.
would think anybody would be. And upon entering the residence, who else was there at the time?
Besides officers?
Yes.
Initially, it was just me and Christina and Deputy Bowden.
And Mr. Schmidt wasn't there?
Family members started coming later. I don't remember which family members were there.
But it was just you, Christine, and
Fowles
Deputy
in
Bowden.
chat.
in the beginning, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
the
Holly,
first
you have a
responder,
link,
so we
so-
responded with the initial ones on scene.
Yes, thank you. Christine, Bowden,
He doesn't want to crush
and Deputy
this guy
Lohmeyer
through the
were the
screen.
only ones in the house. Thank you. And she stated that it was a shorter black female
Yes.
that was alleged to be with the defendant myself. Did she give any descriptions as to what the shorter black female looked like? Her hair, skin?
She said shorter black female. That was the end of it with me.
And approximately how long were you there, would you say?
I don't remember.
You could give a rough estimate, hour, half an hour.
I don't remember.
And you just relayed a moment ago that other family members started arriving, correct?
Yes.
And briefly, if you remember how many, maybe female, male.
I don't remember.
Until MGLaw says he can't go any longer.
Yeah, probably about an hour and a
You
half.
said you've been working in the force for approximately 18 years.
Yes.
It's a long time. Do you have record by any chance of the approximate time you arrived there?
It will be on my dispatch ticket.
Yeah, he
It's
needs.
Heidi's being his
Would-
own lawyer.
Approximately 6:30.
If that's on the dispatch ticket, is about that time.
And you, when officers arrive at a scene, they normally use their radio and acknowledge to dispatch that they have arrived, correct?
If the radios work,
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Any other measures that you took upon arriving other than just speaking to Loman?
yeah. Well, really my role was to contact the investigators and bring them in on it too. So that's what I did. That was my action. And then we continued looking for a vehicle is what I did after that.
Secured the scene, obviously, or looked around the scene, maybe?
Could you ask me the question again? I'm not
I
sure.
apologize. Did you secure the scene? The home or the area around?
As much as possible with two people.
Um,
Try not to just jump over that seat.
To the best of your recollection, obviously other officers work with you. To the best of your recollection, could you state the other officers that had arrived after you?
Oh. Officer, let's see, be Investigator Miller, Sergeant McMahon, Investigator Summers. There might have been others. That might be on the dispatch ticket as well.
And there's an important figure I'd like to inquire about. That would be the sheriff at the time, Sheriff Wagner.
Mhm.
Was he there on the scene?
Yes.
And approximately, best of your recollection, how long after you arrived did he
I'm
arrive?
decapitated.
Or was it before?
No, he arrived fairly quickly after I arrived. I don't remember how many minutes.
All right. Were you at the scene when officers helped CL up off the floor?
I don't remember.
But she stayed on the floor until
I don't remember.
upon your arrival, what was CL wearing?
I don't remember.
Was she wearing clothes? Was she,
Yes.
she was fully clothed?
I would say that, I didn't see bra or underwear. So as far as I was concerned, she was clothed.
She was clothed. She had pants and
I don't know what she was wearing. I didn't see bras or underwear.
bottoms or tops though. She had bottoms, like for example,
I don't remember if she was wearing a dress, pants. I don't remember.
but you did say she was clothed.
She had some type of clothing on.
Thank you. Did you observe any blood when you arrived?
I didn't.
Thank you. And I want to ask you a very specific question. I don't know if I'll be objected to, but in your professional opinion, based on your history as a law officer, when one bleeds, it doesn't just stop and then start up at a later time again if you are just sitting in one spot. On your,
Could.
for example, Mr. Jones and Ms. Keck have nothing to do with this question. Mr. Lohmeyer, I did respect it if you.
Objection, Your Honor, for opinion.
Sustained. Ask the witness questions, Mr. Yohn.
Your Honor, if I may approach the bench, please.
You may not. If you need him to look at something, you can go to the jail.
No, I'd like to have an independent.
I'm sorry?
I'd like to speak to the judge privately,
Do you need a discussion outside the hearing of the jury?
if possible.
Okay, we will take a brief recess for the jury to resummon.
Oh,
Dear Lord.
sidebar. Jesus.
Which coincidentally is my idea for a restaurant. The sidebar.
Yeah. Let's see if he says anything that we can hear. Nope.
Love that he asked to approach the bench and it's just like, nope.
Other than securing the scene, looking for
Exactly.
suspects, making sure they were nowhere around, they were not a potential threat, you proceeded no further, correct?
Yeah. Judge told him no.
Other,
Yeah, can you ask me?
I'll ask it again, I apologize. Other than speaking to CL at the scene initially, securing the scene, as you and other officers did, you stated, and looking for suspects. You say you went and looked for suspects, correct?
Yes.
And where did you look for suspects at?
Really, at this point, I think every officer was looking for a stolen vehicle. So I was doing that as well.
You're
And we were looking for a stolen vehicle with a suspect that had reportedly raped a woman. So really, every officer is kind of looking for that vehicle.
Do you remember in what direction you went?
I worked the county, so I traveled a lot of the county. I stuck typically closer to Quincy, but I don't remember exactly where I went.
And 18 years. It's a lot of time. Takes a toll on one's memory. You pointed out some very specific details here today as far as the claims placed forth by CL or what she relayed to you. But you don't remember whether she was wearing clothes or what she was wearing, approximately what she was wearing.
Yeah.
You just know that she had clothes on. You don't remember the deputies fully. You remember some of them. I'll ask one more question in concern of the deputies arriving after you. Kelsey Miller, you stated that you arrived not too long after you arrived.
Yes.
Could you give an idea of a time?
I couldn't.
10 minutes, 3 minutes, half an hour, 20 minutes?
All I can say is within the hour, probably.
In the hour. Appreciate it. And when you arrived, I believe I already touched base on this, but when you arrived, it was just you, Christine, and Deputy Bowden, correct?
As far as I know. Okay. Hey,
All right. Mr. Keck, any further questions?
Thank you, Your Honor. Sergeant Lohmeyer, it seemed like where you remember that somebody else made.
yeah, that's what I was just about to say. I remember that the husband was there.
And was that Tim Schmidt?
Tim.
You knew it was Tim.
I knew him as Tim.
No other questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
Any further cross, Mr. Yohn?
No, sir.
All right, you may step down. Thank you.
Your Honor, we ask that Sergeant Lohmeyer be released from his subpoena, please.
Hearing no
He
objection,
couldn't have
we'll
gotten
take
off that stand any faster.
from his
Yeah.
witness subpoena.
Oh, you
They've
took a
all-
lot of
Any further
restraint not
witness?
to reach
All right,
across
people
that,
call David Joseph.
that desk and just snag him up.
I have that witness.
Oh,
God.
The way he sat there, like gripping his arms, that was crazy
Yeah,
to me. I've
he's-
never seen somebody
yeah.
act like that on a witness stand.
well,
Yeah, well, they've
whenever-
every witness
whenever
so
you're
far
trying
has
to
been like
restrain
that.
yourself.
You come forward to the circuit
It's-
clerk
it's-
and raise your right
it
hand. She'll swear you in. Right over here.
Jeez.
Oh boy.
What is this person wearing to court?
Wearing a hoodie. He didn't get
And
the memo.
sweatpants.
All right.
Why not?
Have a seat over here to my right. Witness stand.
He's wearing blue jeans. Maybe he's wearing yoga pants.
And if you would scoot up close to the microphone in front of you so everybody will be able to hear your answers to the questions. So, Chief Keck, when you're ready with your questions.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sir, can you tell us your name, please?
David Joseph.
I'm gonna have you pull that microphone a little bit closer to you. Can you tell us your name, please?
David Joseph.
Mr. Joseph, you live in Hannibal, Missouri, is that correct?
Correct.
On November 9th, 2021, where were you working?
At Phillips 66 gas station.
In Hannibal?
Yes.
On
Gotta
that
have your
particular
snorkel
evening,
clothes.
did two individuals show up to the gas station?
Yes.
Objection, Your Honor.
Your basis.
I'm sure a lot of individuals showed up to the gas
Rounds.
station.
Yeah.
Okay, overruled. Laying the foundation.
Specifically, those individuals showed up in a white Toyota Avalon, is that correct?
Correct.
Also on that particular evening, was there video surveillance at the gas station?
Yes.
Was there specifically video surveillance around 8 o'clock in the evening that showed what was going on at the gas station?
Yes.
And that surveillance video captures the outside of the gas station, correct?
Yes.
It also captures the front door as people come into the gas station. And then there's a video surveillance camera that captures kind of back side of the gas station where there's some video gambling machines. Is that right?
Right.
Mr. Joseph, I'm holding up an envelope in Smart People's Exhibit. Have you seen this before?
Yes.
And in fact, did Mr. Self show you this this exhibit before court today?
Yes.
In People's Exhibit 18, is that the video surveillance from that night of November 9th, 2021?
Yes.
And did that video accurately capture what you saw that night of November 9th, 2021, about 8 o'clock, a little after 8 o'clock in the evening?
It did.
Your Honor, I'd ask that People's Exhibit 18 be admitted and published for the jury.
Any objection?
Yes, I do object if they're not going to play it, Your Honor.
They are going to play.
Sir.
Yeah.
So is there an objection? No.
Publish it to the jury.
So People's
That's
Exhibit
what that
18 will be
means.
admitted without objection and
Yeah.
may be published to the jury.
Mr. Joseph, we're first going to show the front of the camera pointing towards the actual gas station pumps, okay? Before we play it, up here in the right-hand corner, it says 11-09-2021, 08:08:55 p.m. Is that an accurate time, November 9, 2021, 8:08 and 55 seconds p.m.? Is that accurate for what had occurred and what you personally observed?
Wow.
Yes.
And before we play this,
Wow.
real quick,
CCTV
right
that
here,
actually
right on
has the
CCTV
right.
street, tell us what street that is
I think that's Mark Twain
Right
Avenue.
time.
in Hannibal.
Mm-hmm.
And if we
It's
go ahead and
usually
play.
it's off.
And
Hey,
Joseph, we
Swab.
see a white
Good to
car
see
that just
you.
pulled up to the
Good
front
to
step of
see
that
you.
car we're talking about.
Yes.
Oh, shh. That's him getting in the car.
Yeah.
The girl is watching.
So I was gonna ask, is his defense it wasn't me?
I have
Not
no
really.
idea.
No, I don't know
Maybe
what his defense is.
Okay.
That he didn't do that. I mean, he robbed her, but didn't do that.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's what his defense is. And you guys, hit that like button over on Caitlin. If you haven't subbed to her, make sure you're subbed to her. Make sure you're subbed to MGLaw, and let's get these guys some watch hours.
Oh, I've got the watch hours. I need the subs.
He needs to sub. So if you're not, then you need to sub. Well, I've got to do it. It just has to happen.
Ships on vigor of the waves of skimming, barren summits to the verdant plains. Each horizon is a new beginning, rise and reign. Far from the fjords and the ice-cold currents, ravens soar over new frontiers. Songs and sagas of a fate determined, shields and spears. Vows of favor or the thrill of plunder, pulled together for the clan and kin. Clank of hammers and the crash of thunder pound within. Oh, the echoes of eternity. Oh, Valhalla calling me. To pluck the strings of destiny. Oh, Valhalla calling me. Valhalla calling me.
I
like it so much. I like it so much.
It's
so
yours,
awesome.
brother. That is your intro. You use that
are
thing on your
amazing.
channel.
Okay, first of all, I just got on my computer for the first time since probably the last time we did one of these streams, and I just saw all 12 of your Discord messages. My bad. Second of all, I'm using that for my intro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I
so
covered
dope,
all the
bro.
bases, so you should be fine to use that.
That's so awesome.
I had to shorten it down. There's actually a longer version to it.
Is it really?
Oh yeah. It goes through another stanza, but I had to cut it short so you could load it up onto your stream yards.
That's so awesome.
Some dude in there's got a deep voice.
Yeah.
Yes, he
My
does.
God, he is a whole octave or two lower than everybody else.
He is a badass. That is deep bass it's there's a trio of those guys, and his credits are at the very beginning. I would suggest, if you guys haven't checked that guy out, he did the intro for Valhalla Assassin's Creed.
Yep.
That's where that song actually
Okay.
comes from. So
Yep.
give that guy some likes and subs, and make sure you're following that guy, because he's an impressive musician. He does all this stuff by himself. So
It's amazing.
Giving him kudos.
We were talking one night after a stream about intro video for me, and I was like, that song, and Shizzy just went with it.
Yeah,
made
that's
something
pretty
awesome.
Yeah.
Hey,
I appreciate you, brother.
Hey, I'm
Hopefully,
glad I could do it. Now I got to get MG's up. It's gonna be pretty epic. Also,
I was gonna say, hopefully, you guys don't all get a copyright from it.
well, if I do, well, I guess I'll find out. But no, I think giving that guy the credit that he deserves is what is really what he's after. So, and he doesn't want anything political or crazy or anything like that. So I think I've got that covered.
I don't know. This got a borderline crazy trial. So
Well,
like,
here we
Yeah,
go.
I've been watching a little bit here and there. He's an idiot.
Yeah, he's a complete idiot.
He's a total idiot.
Yes.
Why don't you tell us more about how much you know about the crime
the crime scene.
That he stole her glasses and her jewelry. It's like, I never said
I don't know.
that.
Did you?
I could see Valhalla sitting there like clenching both of his biceps, just going, I'm gonna if I let go of these, I'm gonna rip his head off.
He's just like clenching and shaking. He's just like,
he's got my blood pressure up a couple times so
far. Yeah.
All right, well, let's get back to it. Oof.
Got one within arm's reach.
Probably got a toy one around here somewhere from the kids.
It's probably stepped on it a few times.
Probably have. I'm sure there's one. I bet it's out in the living room. We have one of the little like storage ottomans that we keep their like dress up, their little toy that they dress up costumes and stuff in.
Oh god! So, yeah, Valhalla's got one.
I bet it's in there. I don't have a real one. I have a machete, but
I got one of those right here.
It's not the same.
I've got a machete, a sword. Well, actually, I have 2 machetes.
Oh, mine's bigger.
Yeah, mine is too.
I just don't feel like going out to the hallway to get it.
If we're playing who's bigger, let me go get the other ones.
Yeah, let me go get the big one.
Boys and your toys.
We love our toys, Caitlin. We love our toys.
Yes, we do.
Boys never get rid of their toys. They just get more.
No, they just get
expensive
more expensive.
Oh, see,
that was my dad's
I've got
justification for his stereo was that my toys are just more expensive now.
Giggity.
Yep. Giggity.
What are we watching exactly?
Them taking her car.
Oh, okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Which car's first?
I don't know.
That one right there.
Yeah, this one, the white one.
They've already stolen her car.
I got it. I forgot about the female.
Yeah. Mr. Joseph, as we were watching that, we were seeing individuals get out of that car and go inside the gas station. Is that correct?
Yes.
As we discussed, there's also a camera that catches that front door.
Correct.
And what we're on the screen is this, the angle of the camera that shows that front door where we saw the individuals going in and out.
Yes.
If we can get that video now, please.
You're going to freeze frame it right on him.
I'm tweaking.
Yeah. You can't really tell who that is other than she's wearing a pink hoodie.
With the tiara.
Unless she took the hood down.
Yeah, but he's going to walk in here
He comes in just a minute. Yeah,
and then looks up at the camera and goes,
I'm sure.
"Oops." There he is.
He's a genius.
He's a smart one.
Mr. Joseph, you also indicated.
Your Honor, if I may, I'd have to object real quick.
Based on what?
I'd like to know where the full edition of that video is. That's not the full edition of what was just played. That's clipped to shorten that extremely.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
enough.
shit.
As you saw, the male suspect, myself, come right in the door and right back out.
Myself?
That's not the actual
Did you
video,
really
Your
just
Honor.
say that?
Mr. Yohn, I
Yes,
don't
he
understand the
did.
objection.
Your Honor,
Yeah.
I object to that video being clipped and cut, as a lot of things have been clipped and cut in this case. I have the video
Yeah.
right here. I will find
Well,
it. Your
you
Honor,
can
and
play
I
the.
Cut.
can show
He
it.
can play the whole video if he
I will
wants.
show it to you.
I mean,
All right, so I'm going to overrule your objection. If you want to play a full video for the jury to watch, the state is simply showing and asking this witness about what they believe is important in the video. If you have it available, you can use that in cross-examination or as you see fit.
Yes, sir. No objections
Stop
overruled.
self-snitching.
Can we continue?
Thank you, Joseph.
Yeah.
Mr. Joseph, you indicated there's also a
He
camera that captures. His
He doesn't
video.
watch Bruce Rivers at all.
Right.
Right.
That we're seeing
No.
on the screen. And we see here, we see an individual here that's wearing a
What
black
an
hoodie and
idiot,
pants.
y'all.
Right.
Tell us who that is.
That's me.
And part of your job, right, is just to kind of walk around and check on people, right?
Right.
And we see that you're going over here to this individual that's got something strapped over his shoulder. That's the same individual, male individual that we just saw coming in and out of those front doors.
Yes, ma'am.
And was that the same male individual that you saw coming in and out of that white car?
Correct.
Ah.
When you went over to that individual, did you have any conversation with him?
Briefly.
Was that something you saw?
Yeah, it was a Ziploc bag of money.
And did that concern you seeing a Ziploc bag of money?
Yes. Yeah, it was a lot of money.
Oh, in fact, I was worried about that.
I bet he does.
Yeah, like if he was in
Oh,
like
dear
where I grew up
Lord.
at, like, hey, you could have a problem if somebody saw you with that, you know?
Yeah.
And was that a Ziploc bag of money that he had out of that purse?
Yes.
Mr. Jones, we can play that video.
In a Ziploc bag, as you would carry your money.
Oh, dear Lord. Is that like a lotto machine or something?
He's playing a little gambling
Or a
machine.
casino? Yeah, a little,
Yeah, a little
okay.
game.
Little video.
So he just graped an old woman, beat
Not-
her half
they-
to death,
Yeah.
and then came over with her money to play on the slot machine. Oh my God. I don't think they
Dear
can.
Lord.
Yeah, he's carrying her
Mr.
purse.
Joseph, that male that you can see that we were just talking about that you talked to over at that video machine.
Was he
with the
really?
big white cash in the back. Describe him for you. It's kind of hard to see how he looked. Can you describe him for the jury?
I know he had a hat on. He had a red beard.
Was he white or black?
He's a white guy.
Mr. Joseph, I'm going to have the security officer here hand you what we marked as People's Exhibit 76. Is that a screenshot of the video that one of the videos that we saw, the second video Mr. Jones played of that white male with the red beard coming into the gas station?
This is him.
And you see also on that picture the purse that he had over his shoulder. Is that correct?
Correct.
We can put that up on. Your Honor, I guess that People's Exhibit 76 be admitted and published for the jury, please.
Any objection, Mr. Young?
No objection.
All right, People's Exhibit
Surprised.
76 is admitted without objection, may be
Yeah.
published for the jury.
And it's a little pixelated in here, but you can see on here, you can see, as you described it, the white male, the red beard, and the satchel over his shoulder. Is that correct?
Correct.
And is that how he looked that night at November 9th, 2021?
Yes, ma'am.
Was he also that night?
What an idiot.
What was he here, these white shoes?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have no other questions.
Mr. Young, any cross-examination?
Yes, I do.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
You stated yes in reference to showing up in a white Toyota Avalon, true?
Yes.
You didn't go out in the parking lot and observe the decals on that car, did you? Or
No.
You You obviously can't see the lettering from the camera, correct?
Correct.
Oh.
So it was the car. You're obviously here to testify to what you observed at a convenience store, true?
True.
I want to ask you a question concerning these matters. Do you know anything,
Does look a lot like them, though. doesn't
any facts or anything about the case in reference what it is about?
No, other than what I saw.
And that's the case there?
I don't know.
You don't know what the case pertains to?
Other than what I saw at the gas station.
There's a crime that was supposed to have taken place before this. You don't know what that is.
Objection, asked and answered.
There you
I'll
go.
overrule the objection. He may answer if he knows.
Explain that again. Say it again.
You wouldn't know anything about why we were here today, the charges that we're here today.
No, other than what happened at the gas station.
So you were on video, obviously, several different times, all these clips, and you're also on an officer's video.
Objection. Assumes facts not in evidence.
All right.
Yes.
You need to stick
There you
with what's
go.
in evidence at this point, Mr. Young, so I will sustain that objection.
Yes, sir. You're not lying, are you?
Objection.
Sustained.
The witness knows what we're here on today.
Objection,
Oh,
Your Honor.
dear
I
Lord.
will sustain. Mr. Young, you'd ask the witness questions. That's
The
what
judge just
cross-examination
laughed.
involves.
Do you remember approximately what time
it? Sounded
that
like
was?
he chuckled a little.
No, it was nighttime.
You did
It's
not
a little
know.
after 8 o'clock.
Oh my God.
And you state you saw a Ziploc bag of money, correct?
Bag of money, yes.
A bag of money, or was it a Ziploc bag?
Plastic bag,
It was a plastic bag.
I believe so.
Anywhere on that video, can we play the video again, please? The video of the entrance into the gas station.
The one where he's going in and out.
Yes, the one where the alleged suspect, myself, is going in and out.
This one?
Yes.
Oh, dear Lord.
Oh. Do I smell like I
Wow.
had sex? I mean, might as well just ask him that. Jesus Christ, this guy's stupid.
This guy can vote. That's the thing. Well, I mean, not anymore.
Not
But
anymore, he can't. No. His voting days are long over with.
oh, dear Lord.
Is it sad that he is actually making Daryl Brooks look more competent?
He
I don't know.
Brooks
that's
is pretty
not
damn
hard.
bad. I don't know.
Brooks was pretty bad.
But he could
I can't
formulate questions.
No,
Yeah.
he couldn't.
No, not really.
No, he couldn't.
Did form a couple. I'll give you that. He did
A couple.
form
Well,
Yeah,
he's
that's
done it too,
good.
and he has had. He's pointed out things are hearsay, but he doesn't realize there are exceptions that allow it in. But he is pointing out hearsay that it technically, but
Yeah.
he's
It-
not as bad as
Brooks was
Brooks.
bad. Brooks was pretty bad.
Well, at least Brooks didn't try to incriminate himself.
No box for it yet.
Yeah, cut
Good
that
call,
off.
Iris.
And
Good
if
call.
you
Oh,
want
he
to-
kinda did.
Your Honor, does the court want me to stop the video at this point?
the box sports.
Mr. Young,
Awesome.
requesting you to do, if you would do so too. Assist him, please.
They're both pretty dumb.
Yes.
You just reviewed that video again, correct?
Correct.
And did you see a plastic bag in that video?
No.
Bag? No. In reference to the first video, the defendant entering the gas station, you were behind the desk, correct?
Correct.
And the defendant obviously went directly to the left. This video that you just were showing, the actual happening, the actual real time, the defendant was in there a lot longer than that, true?
True.
You approached the defendant or the area that the defendant was in after entering the gas station, true?
True.
And you did not see a plastic bag or a Ziploc bag full of money in either of them.
Not Immediately,
When did you see it? Because
as after he was there and he pulled it out of the bag that he had around his person.
sure, we're directly on camera.
Mhm.
You just stated you saw no plastic bag full of money. I need a direct answer.
I gave
He
you
just
one.
answered the question.
He's already answered it.
Yeah.
Objection.
You
I'll
just weren't
sustain the
listening.
objection.
Objection has
Follow
been
up.
answered.
Asked and answered.
And I'm not going to go into your criminal history. It's not extensive.
Objection.
Objection.
Yeah.
Grounds.
Grounds.
Joseph does not have any criminal history.
I will be sustaining the objection.
He doesn't
Yeah, I've
have a
seen you
criminal
around.
history.
That's what Reese says. Yeah, I've seen you around the hood.
Mr. Yohn, if you have evidence of such, then you'll need to attempt to impeach this witness with such.
Yeah.
I will direct the jury to
Oh my God.
disregard your follow-up statement as it is not evidence.
Oh God.
Your Honor, I'm not going to take the time to waste the jurors' time at this moment. I did receive such a.
Objection, Your Honor.
And again,
Well then.
Mr. Yohn, if you
Yes, sir.
have the evidence to impeach the witness, then you are given time and the.
I do not wish to impeach him, Your Honor. I wish to ask him a question. In reference to
Jesus.
criminals, you've seen criminals in your lifetime, correct?
I believe so.
Yeah. You said where you live, or common knowledge, city, Georgia, Atlanta. You've seen criminals in your lifetime. You saw two suspects in the videos.
Did he just pull a racism?
Jail, or excuse me, I apologize. Enter the gas station. The first
think
one
he
she
just
was
pulled a
wearing a pink
racism.
hoodie.
Yeah.
A pink hoodie.
I mean, Atlanta has a lot of crime though, so
I guess pretty normal.
Yeah.
She appeared normal.
Trust
She
me, I
didn't
know.
appear rambunctious or maybe even high.
No, she did seem. How to put it? Uneasy towards the end of the video. Like she was anxious.
And the other person who you see on your screen right now, in a pause spot, he is holding cash in his hand. He was carefree. He was normal.
Well, you were
not?
carefree
You saw him in the
after
video.
doing
I
some
don't-
violent acts.
Talking about as from my point of view.
Yes.
I guess.
Yes. All right. Your Honor, I have no more questions for this man here.
You redirect.
Here.
oh my God.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Jones, if you could put on the screen what a screenshot that we have pulled from the second video.
Microphone there,
of
lady.
the Mr. Yohn was referring to.
Because I
This
got
video,
high.
Pause it, right? This is on the screen. You actually do see Mr. Yohn, the individual pulling something out of the person that appears to be cash and egg bag, correct?
Foot loose and fancy
And when
free.
you were over at those video poker machines with that white male with the red beard, you also could see him pulling something out of his purse that you can't see in the video because his back is to the video.
I
Correct?
keep saying it.
Thank you, sir. No other questions.
Any further
He's
cross,
got a
Mr. Yohn?
prison purse.
Yes, Your
too.
Honor. Would you play the video of the gambling machines again, please?
I'm just gonna ask him if he saw a plastic bag in this part of the video.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can you pause
Sure.
right there for a moment?
But I wasn't looking at
What
that.
is
I
the
was
defendant
looking
doing
at your
at that
sweet
machine?
butt.
Putting money into the dollar bill slot.
Putting money into the bill slot, correct? And he walked directly in, obviously, and went straight to the machine, true?
Yes.
And he directly proceeded to put money in.
Right.
You cannot
Did
see
he
his other
win
hand.
anything?
You know that he had a bag on him, correct?
Correct.
Correct to both questions? I apologize.
What was the first part of the other question?
You cannot see his other hand.
Right.
And you know that he had a bag on him.
Right.
correct? That bag was not clear, nor was it Ziploc.
Right.
And he's directly at the machine.
What kind of bag did you have, buddy?
So that
You have
could be
white powder
cash
in
it.
from just a bag or potentially a pocket, even true.
No, the person pulled it out of the bag.
You're standing to the right. The camera comes from the right.
That's just the part of the video probably before he pulled it out of the bag.
And it's not a Ziploc bag or a clear plastic bag, is it?
I believe it was a plastic bag that he pulled out of the brown or gold bag.
Thank you. That's it, Your
I
Honor.
don't want you answering that
You
question.
redirect.
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
All
No, he burned himself enough, I think.
This witness be discharged.
Yes, Your Honor, that would be a
My
request.
answer. I think he
All
destroyed
right, so
himself
you are
enough.
discharged from your witness subpoena and free to go. Thank you.
I wonder if he testifies in his own behalf.
You've been at it approximately an hour and a half. This may be a good chance to take a recess for 10 minutes. We'll recess until 10:30.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise.
Skip past recess. There we go.
Discovery statements.
Oh, of course he's not picked up on the mic.
Yeah.
I have nothing from Keith Kitty. That would be a Brady violation.
Something about a Brady violation.
Yeah.
Which I can't really hear what he's saying. He's saying there's some evidence that wasn't turned over. Culpatory evidence.
Turn on the mics.
You didn't turn down the volume by chance, did you?
Oh, he just basically said that the court didn't. We turned over everything. He's obviously doesn't know what he's talking about. That's basically what he said.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Sorry, I just turned it up too.
Oh.
There we go. We'll get to our next witness. Yeah, he turned it down. There was no Brady violation. They're swearing somebody else in here shortly. Oh,
So where's the court reporter today?
They've got her like moved.
They moved
all
her
the way
moved
over,
her
and
some.
they moved
Yeah.
they kept her there, but they moved the camera all the way over. The mics are bad. This is not my fault. I'm sorry, guys. It'll kick on here in a
They
second.
must have forgotten to turn them on after the break.
Yeah, someone kicked the cord. All right, what I'm going to do is see if I can bring us all down here.
Who was that person? At that point, you just have a name, Bradley Yohn?
Yes.
Bring everybody down.
And you've already identified him as Bradley Yohn that was eventually taken into custody. Is that the same person who's sitting here in court? Correct. Your Honor, we'd ask the record that the witnesses identified the defendant. On November 10th, 2021, did you receive information about where the defendant might have been located?
We received information that he was from the Springfield area. The guys on the task force from Quincy were working this side of the state. So my team and myself decided to stay in Springfield and work some angles over there.
At some point, was there an address that was associated with the defendant that you learned that the defendant was either at that address or might be at that address?
That is correct.
That address was 1906 East Cornell Street, Springfield. Is that right?
That's correct.
You went to that address.
I have us turned down really low.
I'm afraid to turn it up at all on my
So
headphones.
you and other members.
Well, I've got us turned way down.
And was the defendant in
So
fact
go ahead.
apprehended at that location?
Yes, he was in the backyard.
CDTU plus water, right there.
Yes.
I'm not sure how I feel about his tie, Iris.
Yeah, it doesn't. I don't think it really matches what he's wearing.
When you arrived at that location,
It doesn't quite do it for me.
No,
He was. He was found out on the ground in handcuffs.
I wouldn't wear that kind of tie with a blue shirt.
when he was
Just
lying
me.
on the ground in handcuffs, did you
Yeah, I
notice
wouldn't either.
anything about him, anything that he was wearing or had on him?
He had a purse that was wrapped. The strap was wrapped over the shoulder, and then when the handcuffs were, I did not handcuff him, but when I walked around there, years later, the purse was through the handcuffs. So
Did you cut that purse off of him?
I did. I pulled my pocket knife out and I cut the purse.
Like I said, I brought our volumes way down, so you should be able to bring yours up.
Brown or gold color purse?
Yeah.
Yeah, beigeish brown, I would call it.
And did you look at the items that were in that purse as well?
I did.
I don't think I mind the yellow color.
Oh.
A little too loud.
Is it?
I don't think I mind the yellow color, but the other color is really off-putting,
That
and I
just
don't like the
doesn't-
pattern at all.
Yeah, it just doesn't match with this blue shirt. I just,
No.
I would not wear a green tie with a blue shirt. That's just me.
Oh, I'm getting yellow, not green.
There we go. I brought mine way down. Is that good? Can you hear me all right?
I
On
can
the
hear you.
screen is now exhibit 59. On the upper left-hand corner, you see
What's up,
a
Levy?
beiges brown
Oh, lefty's leaving.
gold purse.
It might start getting louder.
Is that the
Just
purse that
be aware.
off of the defendant? And these items on the right,
Hey, Levy.
the keys.
All right, here
Oh,
comes.
oh my God.
For Tina,
Sorry.
and a voter ID card for Christina F. Loman at
Hi,
4300
Levy.
North Bottom Road. All those items were in that purse. Is that right?
Keep your hand on the
The purse
volume
that was
button.
on the defendant's shoulder.
Is he shaking?
There's some research. I'm sorry. I've turned us down. So if it gets loud, it's the court. Sorry. Check 1, 2. Check.
Up now on the screen is People's 62 photograph of that same purse looking down into that purse. Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
And on the right side of the purse, you see a strap that's been cut. You cut that strap. Is that right?
I'm back there.
And inside that purse is a.
Ow.
And also,
God.
inside
We might have to skip through this.
Why is this
testimony.
happening?
Jesus.
No.
Sorry.
Oh,
Retired Marshal Kennedy, you did not
what
write
did they do?
Is there a reason
Oh
you
my
made
God.
a written report?
Wake up, everybody. Wake up.
Oh,
You possibly identified myself as defendant here in court. However, have you ever seen him without a beard?
See you without a beard?
Yes.
No.
It was that he's
I've seen you without a beer. Hell no. Drink up.
You stated that I was apprehended at 1906 East Cornell, and you were obviously doing surveillance, correct?
I was actually at a store called Jamal's, which is a couple blocks away. Keep going.
Yes.
We had information that you had stopped there that day, so I was reviewing video footage with the owner of the store. And during that time, a call came out that you were spotted in the backyard exiting a camper. At that point, my partner and myself drove over there. Time I got there, you were already in handcuffs on the ground in the backyard.
And you stated that you observed the items in the purse, or you looked through them briefly.
Yes, sir.
Could you state the items for the record again? Just based off your memory.
There was money, there was some checks.
Good thing there's closed captions.
You didn't pull out the photographs of them.
No, my initial search was to make sure you didn't have any weapons on you.
Would any of your officers, any of the U.S. Marshal surveillance team that were there, that they would take any pictures?
I don't believe they would have.
You state that you reached in my pockets to pull items out to obviously check to see if I had weapons. And
I was.
you stated that.
Was that a weapon in my pocket, or was I just happy to see you?
True.
Good to see you.
In what condition was that?
Pleasure. Pleasure's all mine.
Seemed intact.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Ordinarily, a person had a road.
Ordinarily, I would think.
And as you said, it was intact. If a person was wearing or if a
Oh,
person
said rosary.
had a rosary that was not intact, probably wouldn't keep it in their immediate possession, just to hold it true, based off just in general.
Everything if it was
The drinking
broke,
game?
maybe you keep it in your pocket, but if it was intact, you wear it around your neck.
Exactly, and it was intact. It appeared to be intact. Thank you, Your Honor. I rest.
He rests?
Yeah, he said he rests.
That's not how that works exactly, buddy.
All right.
Not that time.
Maybe they got the sound fixed by the time they get to this guy.
That's
Oh,
not a
it's
guy.
not a guy.
Bigot.
Dare you assume?
It's ma'am.
Thank you, sir. I just call everyone sir.
We got a different court reporter today.
You know, that
The
or she took her
15-year-old's
makeup
not there
off.
today.
Yeah, our little angel isn't. Oh, so sad. Yeah, this court reporter looks like she carries.
What did they do to the audio? It was so perfect.
It was. It's not my fault.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ma'am, can you tell us your name, please?
Randy Ray Field.
What do you do for a living, Ms. Field?
I bet she goes by Ray.
Illinois State Police.
Did you use to be
I was a senior
Oh,
master
Ray.
trooper with Illinois State Police. For the last 11 and a half years, I was a crime scene investigator.
Can you tell me what a crime scene investigator is, what your job is as a...
Brandy Ray.
Brandy,
Investigators
not
for the Illinois
Randy.
State Police.
Yes.
We're all sworn troopers. We process crime scenes. We process them throughout the state. We have
Reprocessing
agencies
crisis?
that live.
Yeah. It's a little more accurate than what they.
A
little more accurate than what she said.
And equipment, and
Okay.
you're free to use for the local agencies, state agencies, have to use this. And I will process, document, and collect items of evidence from various things, being property crimes, such as a burglary, or crimes against person, like a battery or a home invasion. In a death investigation, a variety of things. I'll collect those items. I'll give that back to the agency.
Yeah,
that's
she's too small to
investigating
be Atlanta police
it, or I'll
officer.
transport it to the labs, which is our ISP labs. Again, free. They just have to wait on results.
Atlanta, we got
Fair
the
to say
big
that
old
some
dogs.
local agencies don't have crime scene investigators. And so
You
the
not
Illinois State
wanna mess
Police
with those
and you, when
women.
we're working there, we're there to help support the local agencies who aren't able to have a crime scene investigator because either county board hasn't given them money in their budget for that, or they're not able to do that.
Yes.
In this case, the Adams County Sheriff's Office did not have a crime scene investigator. Is that right? To the best of your knowledge.
Right.
And they asked the Illinois State Police, and specifically you, to help with the documentation of that crime scene.
Yes.
Is part of that to take photographs of areas?
Yes.
And did you take multiple photographs, both at the scene and then later on of a vehicle that was later?
Yes.
Your Honor, if I could have the bailiff approach the witness with People's Exhibits 53, 54, 55, 56, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, and 75.
We're only up to exhibit 75.
I'm going to ask you to look at all those photographs and tell me when you've had a chance to go through those photographs.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Do you recognize those photographs?
Yes.
Are those all photographs that you took at various points in your investigation?
Yes.
Do those photographs accurately show what it is they're intended to show?
Yes.
Your Honor, we'd ask that those exhibits then be introduced into evidence and be referred to through the course of the investigation or the course of the questioning, along with the other exhibits that have previously.
Any objection to People's Exhibits 53 through 56? No objection. Objection to People's Exhibits 68 through 72?
Objection.
No. Objection to People's Exhibit 75?
She could be exhibit people 75.
People's Exhibits 53 through 56, 68 through 72?
She's got steroid jaw.
Looks like she could take a punch.
She throws one too.
Probably does.
Caitlin could take her.
I'm not fighting her, is what I was
She
going to
could kick-
say. I'm not.
She could kick Val's ass. I mean,
Don't worry, she's only like
She might be able to. She
That
might be able
is
to.
in front of the garage. So the garage in the front of the house is on the east side. The front of it is east. That is directly east.
I
of the
guarantee she
garage.
thinks she could.
And you see the,
Guaranteed.
the tire marks in the, so the tire marks going through the grass and that, from what I understand.
Squared
shrub-
circle.
shrub, and then goes out to the drive.
People 37, the interior of that garage.
Yes, sir.
People 38, this would be the door going from the garage into the house.
Yes, sir.
Did you notice damage to that door?
Yes, sir.
And you also noticed shoe prints on that door?
Yes, sir.
We'll come back to the shoe prints in People's 39. Again, the interior door showing that damage
Yes, sir.
and damage on the wall as well.
just ripped one.
what was that?
Sounded like it.
Damage on the wall.
Yes, sir.
Just ripped
Caitlin.
People's 41.
Yeah, totally.
Yes, sir.
Guilty.
And you see a can and a knife, correct?
Yes, sir.
And both that can and knife were later collected. We'll talk about those in a minute. Get a close up of that can and People's 42.
I better be getting a
Also,
paycheck at the end of
red
that
substance
fight.
on
That's
the
all I'm
floor.
saying.
People's 80, a different view of that showing that can at tent marker 5 and a tent marker 6, that red substance stain on the floor.
Yes, sir.
She buys them in
81
bulk.
is a close up
Yeah.
shot down view showing
I bet
again
it has a
that red
little
substance.
motorized engine in it too.
Yes, sir.
People's 43 on the screen shows a knife that was recovered at tent marker 4.
Yes, sir.
And it's etched with her initials.
Yes, sir.
When we say tent marker, we're talking about this yellow identification.
She came prepared though.
Explain why we use
Give her that.
Well,
So, especially in a large scene.
she learned it in the
you
Boy
know,
Scouts.
Hundreds of pictures, and I collected a lot of stuff. So, there's certain things I'm
A
gonna
large
collect
city
out
can
of
get lost. I take
which
hundreds
I
of
like to use
pictures for certain to collect. I put a tint marker.
So,
Use these
then I go
numbers
through
for
the
other
scene,
things.
and
And
as I
use
go through, I
letters.
try to make the numbers flow. So, as I collect items, like tip marker number 1, there's a pair of pants. I also put that in a definition, in the description of, on the evidence sticker, so that, as I go through, our system, the Beast, will number the exhibit.
Beast?
Right, and I-
Did you?
So I renumber those
The number of the beast.
their way. But that tint marker and that description will always be
Oh,
that.
yikes.
The what? Did she say tit
So
marker?
it's
Tint
evidence
marker.
goes from you to the agency to the
At
lab.
least she didn't say
and
tank
the
marker.
lab too. Each one of those things.
I
may
thought she
have to
said
be different
tit marker. I was
agency
like,
Exhibit number.
numbers. Exhibit number.
Yes, sir.
And the tit marker is there to help us.
see,
keep track of
since
Yeah, he
you say
said
a
tip.
tit marker.
He said
Oh,
tip.
no.
People's 45 again is that can at tit marker 5.
They're marking just the tip. Okay.
People's 46 is a close up of that same can that was recovered.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us what we're looking at in People's Exhibit
I
47?
bet she rides a
Tip
Harley.
marker 8 and tip marker 9. They are both marking footwear impressions.
front,
the
too.
uniform.
So when
It's
you,
not all she's
when
riding.
you examine the crime scene, you were able to see footmarks in
Legend
that
of
hole.
operation.
Footwear impressions.
Footwear
Yes,
impressions.
sir.
And you documented those, and we'll see some photos of those later.
Yes, sir.
People's 48 is a photograph inside a bedroom, is that right?
Yes, sir.
This is documenting what you saw when you took that photo.
Oh,
Yes,
People's 49 is in the basement of that house, is that right?
yes, sir.
And it shows a gray door to a safe.
Yes, sir.
Again, a different view of that same door.
Yes, sir.
And in the course of your
She plays
investigation,
with
you
the
did
cats
something
with
that
that
door as
laser,
well.
I
We'll
bet.
talk about that. Correct.
what?
I bet she
Thank you.
uses that laser on her cats.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She's got good aim. She just got it. Like hits it first shot.
Yeah.
From People's Exhibit 42 that we have now.
She's a nice lady.
There is a can that is located on that.
Yes,
correct?
she is.
And it was recovered by you, correct?
Yes, sir.
And it was placed in this brown paper evidence bag.
Yes, sir.
You can see on the front of it that it says 1 metal 409 spray can
Still
recovered from
point at
floor
it with
of
the
kitchen
laser.
living
No,
room,
right
correct?
there.
That's not my speaker.
But
The other one's my speaker.
She's pointing at it
All
with
right.
the laser.
1 metal 409 spray can recovered from floor of kitchen living room marked with tint marker number 5.
Yes.
After you recovered this can, what did you do with it? Where did you send it?
I placed it in that bag, and at the end of processing this scene, all the evidence went back to the agents.
Who isn't?
Process when you got that can with a certain
I've been doing it for 3 streams now.
Exactly.
Tell me what that.
Well, Shizzy's upset our
So,
court
due to
reporter's
the
not there.
nature of this situation, I was
I'm
advised
upset
that,
that the court reporter's not there, but prosecutor will suit me just fine.
So,
Yeah.
there was a chance for DNA and fingerprints to be taken from that can.
Part of me is
So,
kind of hoping this chick
placing it
gets the
in
handcuffs
paper,
out. You know what I'm
I
saying?
tested DNA And a shield, so when it went to the lab, it's gonna have the lab decide.
She would punish you, Val. She would
If it's
punish you.
processed for living print, damage to the DNA.
Go
So
ahead.
DNA needs to be done
She's
first.
waiting on it.
Needs to be done, but then they need to know not to.
DNA.
Yes, sir.
And when you collected it, are there steps that you take to make sure cross-contamination, things like that?
Yes, sir.
Wear gloves.
You know she wants to ride you like a goat.
And
Bro.
you did that.
Yes, sir.
That's the people who did 3 be introduced to that.
No objection.
People's Exhibit 50 is that safe door that we talked about. Can you tell me what you did with regard to the safe door in this investigation?
So the safe door I marked as tip marker 13. I used oblique lighting, which is side lighting at an angle, to look for any obvious fingerprints on that door and around the door. But due to this
Reading that one,
incident,
Leslie.
I was advised that there was a lot of pulling and maybe manipulation of that door, which would have rubbed fingerprints. So I swabbed the handle for touch DNA.
Didn't find any fingerprints,
Correct.
but you swabbed the door for DNA.
Yes, sir.
Tell me what that process is, how you swab a door for DNA.
So I have gloves.
Hopefully.
Normally, what I only do whenever I swab for DNA is I'll open up a package, a fresh package of swabs. It looks like large Q-tips. There's 2 in the package. I'll open up the top of it and just expose the Q-tip aspect of that swab. And I'll moisten one of those Q-tip tips with distilled water, and I use fresh distilled water. I just open it for this. I put the drops on there, and I rub both those swabs on that handle. And then I place that the tips of those Q-tips in a envelope. I'll snap them off and seal it up so I've never come in contact with those. And then I place those that in another envelope and seal that up and place.
And I'm holding People's Exhibit 5. That appear to be, here the envelope with your sticker on it that says envelope containing swabs, 2 swabs of safe handle marked with tint marker 13.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, we'd ask the People's Exhibit 5 to be introduced.
No.
I'm not going to put it back up on the screen, but we saw that picture of the blood that was on the floor by that green chair. Do you remember that photograph?
Yes,
Red
sir.
substance.
Like substance.
Did you also swab that location?
Yes, sir.
You used the same steps that you just described.
Yes, sir.
And you put it in an envelope, and does that appear to be that?
Yes, sir.
Says envelope containing RBLS, swabs recovered from RBLS, red blood-like substance.
Yes, sir. I'm not allowed to call blood.
On the floor of the kitchen and living room, marked with tint marker number 6.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, we'd ask that People's Exhibit 79 be admitted into evidence.
Yes, I agree.
Yes.
79.
She's a super well prepared witness. She knows her stuff. She's
She's a really good
Yeah.
witness so far. And if there was actual defense, they could probably impeach her on a lot of stuff.
During the course of your investigation, did you learn that investigators were looking for a particular
Just doing void air on her.
and that car was eventually found?
They could take all
in
day.
Springfield, Illinois?
Yes, sir.
Did you do anything with regard to that car and specifically?
Yes, sir.
Tell me what you did with regard to that car.
I'm the one that processed that vehicle. So initially I took photographs of that car. Reference the fingerprints. The exterior of the car, I used black powder, and I dusted for prints on each of the doors.
Why does it have to be a black powder?
I want to show
'Cause it's a
you.
white car.
It's a white car.
Introduced into evidence.
Powder only comes in black and white. You can't put white powder on a white car.
Does that
Duh,
appear
Shizzy.
You can use yellow.
They don't make yellow, white or black.
Sure they do. It's all over the place in Georgia in the spring.
You could use the yellow pollen.
Bottle it up.
You processed it, the outside of the
I should.
Yes, sir.
Boy,
Again,
that was so
explain that
nice.
process for me, how you.
Might
I feel like that would cause a
So,
lot of cross
specifically for
contamination
this
at
car,
crime
it was
scenes,
locked,
though.
So we're gonna have to use some
think?
manipulations to try to get in. So I wanted to.
Yeah,
make
it would
all
cause
the
you to
exterior
sneeze.
that I could before we try to do that.
No, I
So
mean
what
I
I
like
did
her better
was
than I've seen a lot of other
Use black powder.
Yeah.
And
you know,
I
DNA
actually,
analysts. She's
just
on top
a
of it.
thin coat of black powder on those areas of the driver's door, the back passenger
I'm just giving
door,
a hard time
trunk,
because I can't.
the
I
back
like her
passenger
as a
door,
witness.
and the front passenger door, in those areas on top and around the top of the hood area of those doors for fingerprints.
You dusted for prints.
Yes,
When you dusted the car for prints, were you able to find some prints?
yes,
Now, your job is not to analyze those prints or to confirm who those prints belong to or anything. That's the lab job, right?
correct. I'm
Your
just
job,
like,
you find them. And in this case, you found some prints. And if you could pull up people 54. People 54 is the driver's side of that white Toyota Avalon that we previously saw with the license plate. Is that right?
Yes.
Can you have your laser pointer? Can you show me where you found prints on this
I
car?
thought he said
On this
lady
one?
pointer.
So on this
for a minute.
side, if you see the dark stuff, that is all the black
I'm
powder.
sure she's got lady pointer
But
too.
when I find
You don't want
prints,
her
I like
whipping
to
that out.
use a dry erase marker, and on this case it's black, and I will actually mark one.
Oh, she's got a
two,
purple
three,
one
four,
there.
and on 5 is over here,
It's not a red
and
laser.
then I do more photographs,
more
because
soothing.
a lot can happen before trying to lift them. So then I'll take analytical photos, which are in its own value evidence.
And did you also find, if you go to the next slide. Again, here we see the driver's side door handle, is that right?
That's number 2.
And go to the next slide. Equals 56. We're looking at the area between the passenger and backseat.
This one is, I think, number 8 in its phone.
And equals,
Oh, correction, that's number 9. Is it 9 or 8? There'll be a number on it, but yeah, that's on the passenger side. There's a palm here and there's some prints here. I had 9 lifts.
and you collected those lifts and processed them for them to be sensible. So,
Yes,
Novel concept, huh? Old line red.
13.
Novel.
Yeah, it worked.
One
It works.
sealed
Trust me.
envelope containing, 9 white.
It's exactly what they're supposed to do. They didn't do it in Murdoch.
Exterior of that.
Slim,
Is that correct?
stupid.
That
Yeah.
suck.
yeah, that's not stupid.
Yeah.
I think mine's in the back.
Absolutely.
It's good that we have 10 markers.
I agree. Very good.
With a
Yes.
DV, with JPEG and raw images.
You take photographs of them.
Yes, sir.
Connor, we have the people's 13, be admitted to that. When you processed the scene, you also shared with us that you found footprint or foot impressions, shoe impressions, at various locations on the door and in the home. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Tell me the process of collecting those. How do you collect those?
So, the footwear impressions bearing on the substrate that they're made out of, these are dust, and the object that they're on matters on how I'm going to collect them. In this particular scene, I again photograph everything analytically, which means if I don't lift those prints, these images are of evidential value that the lab can process those impressions. But I not only took images, but I lifted these using gel lifts. So initially here, I'm just documenting that there's footwear impressions on the store, and there I am. Shining again the OLED light, the side lighting that just totally enhances those footwear impressions.
You said you took a gel lift. What's a gel lift?
So a gel lift comes in 2 different colors. They can be either white or black. In this
Oh.
particular scene, I used a black gel lift,
Jeez.
which is basically
No
like
yellow.
a rubber coated, sticky,
So depressed.
kind of a rectangular substance.
You have a good
kinda like
evening,
a
Miss
rubbery tile.
McGriff.
And over the
good
top
night,
of that,
Miss
there's
K.
a
Griff.
clear
Miss K. Griff.
foam
Mrs.
cover.
K. Griff.
Peel off
Sorry.
that clear cover,
Mrs. K.
and then
Griff.
you place that
Need to learn to read.
gel on the object. It works great for dust. So in this case, I stuck it to the door and squeezed out the air bubbles.
Bet she
Left it on
stuck
there
it to the
for
door.
just a couple of seconds, and then I lifted it off.
You did that with these two impressions?
Yes, sir.
And if you do the next slide. And people 68, that's a close-up of those two impressions?
Yes, sir.
And again, this impression as well.
Yes, sir.
You talked about doing it in an analytical way so that there's some evidentiary value. Is this one of the photographs that you're talking about showing that it could be used by the lab because it has the scale on it?
I use a scale, and I also use a special lens on my camera, a Mac lens, and there's no distortion with that. So it's not like the 55 that when people are just taking pictures. It's a 1-for-1 lens. So every image with it is equal as long as it's 90 degrees. And with these circles here, you can tell that it was taken at 90-degree angle.
You shared with us the gel lift. Is this one of the gel lifts that you're talking about?
Yes, sir.
The black substance and the sticky substance?
Pretty good shoe imprint.
Yeah, yes. Watch out where you put your
It was
foot,
the one
boys.
next to the
The one next to the handle that we just saw.
Yes, sir.
At the bottom right, it says Reebok, right?
Yes, sir.
And he's clearly going to be wearing these shoes when he gets arrested.
And then tip marker 9 and 8.
No, he's not even wearing the court. Come on.
So tip marker 9 and 8
He's
are
wearing them right
are
now.
the two footwear impressions that I was looking at. And if you look, right here, there's a little mark here, and there's one right there, little bitty black mark. And I think there's one right here, and one right here. Whenever I'm walking through a scene initially, so I don't destroy any evidence, I'll mark
she's good.
suspected footwear that might be potential evidence. Again, with a dry erase marker, and I'll just put a little mark there so I don't step on that later. So those are documenting footwear impressions I'm getting ready to document.
Again, this would be a close-up of tip marker 8 that we just saw, showing that dust that you talked about for the footwear impression, correct?
And you can see the black marks I put on the floor.
Right, yeah, close-ups. Equals 72.
I think she should use
Again,
a
this
rainbow
would be
marker.
tip marker 8, like you see in the upper right-hand corner, and it's the footwear impression that we just saw on
Good night, Corn Pope.
Yes,
but in the gel lift.
Good night, Corn
yes.
Pope.
And with the oblique lighting, sometimes the gel lift makes it.
Good to see you.
Night, Corn Pope.
Yeah,
Thanks
a
for
lot of appeal of
stopping
that.
by.
We see the word Reebok.
Absolutely.
Correct?
Thank you very
Now, it's
much.
not your job to compare the shoe to anything else.
Yes, sir.
It's not your job to analyze the impression or anything like that. Your job is just to collect.
Yes, sir.
And that's what you collected, and that's what you did on that day.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. That's all the questions I have. Oh, I apologize, Your Honor. People's Exhibit 4, you collected, these are the gel prints
Surprising to see
you collected from the
law
crime.
enforcement do
And
it.
the DP with their own.
Some good evidence recovery.
Your Honor, we
She's
I
all
like
over
her
it.
as a witness. I mean, geez, she is
Yeah.
on top of it.
Thank you, Your Honor. I apologize. Now I have.
No. Questions?
Ms. Field, it's that easy. It's that simple, this procedure, correct?
I would not call it easy.
I wouldn't either. What I call even harder is to find only one footprint.
Objection, Your Honor.
All argumentative in this home.
Objection, Your Honor.
Apologize, Your Honor, thank you. These are the only footprints you found in this home.
One question.
I gotta address the objection before we go forward, please. So, Mr. Jones, what's the answer to the objection?
It's argumentative, Your Honor.
Sustained.
Apologize, Ms. Field. These are the impressions and the prints you lifted, correct?
Correct.
No more other than this.
Not correct.
Okay, can you tell us, could you shed some light on the other ones that you may have?
He did not show tip marker 9. That was a
Tip
different
marker.
impression. than
Tip marker.
nine.
Telling you, they're saying tip marker.
Need a tip marker.
So I did lift a different one besides that Reebok.
You
Like
lifted
little
at night.
X's on them.
Do you remember?
I don't know if it was a
Or
9
big
or not.
X's. I mean,
but
Hey,
it's
Shinny.
Tip marker 9. So
hey, Shinny.
Hey, Shinny Graham.
Tip marker 9, it is the exact same
This is scent marker on the caption.
Simp marker.
Your Honor, I don't have the ability to show it right now, but I have it right here. It's directly next to
Yes.
marker 8. It's the exact same one. It's no different.
Objection, Your Honor. Witness, defendant seeking to testify.
Yes, this witness question, Mr. Yohn.
Tip marker.
Tip marker.
9 and 10 marker 8. Them were the only impressions you lifted as far as feet are concerned.
Objection, Your Honor. It's not what witness testified to. She also testified she took gel prints from the door where the door was.
Any objection? Rephrase the question.
I apologize again. I'm obviously not a professional.
Obviously.
Clearly.
Is it true that you only lifted an abundance of prints, but only from one brand of a shoe?
One brain.
I think you said brand.
Can you possibly shed some light on the other, how many different brands you lifted?
Well, like I said,
You've lived in.
if you look at the gel on tip marker 9, there's a
These
difference.
closed captions are
And if you look
epic.
in the tip marker 8,
Tip marker.
with the Nike, there's actually another impression over
On
the
the
top of
tip
that.
marker. Mark me up some titties.
And throughout the whole scene, as you said, you do it in an analytical way. Throughout the whole scene, these were the only prints you lifted.
Yes.
Ms. Field, you arrived approximately, I believe it was 9:01 or 9:08 p.m. to the scene.
I arrived at 8:59.
Not to mention this. Were you provided with the information of who had been in home at the time? Or how many?
During the incident or after the incident? Are you talking about both?
Both, all together.
Yes.
And to your best remembrance, do you remember about how many? I wouldn't ask for a specific number. I know myself. I just wish that you give a range, number of people that were.
I was told that there was a male and female suspects. The female victim, her husband came home. Some of her children came after the incident. At least I would assume more than one. I don't know. And then there would be officers.
If there was
that walked
children, it would be more than one.
some deputies. And that's who I know.
Well, she had grown children though.
Yeah, but it was,
Yeah, but there's still
it was
children.
still plural. So
Unless you eat one.
That's approximately 15 people. And these are still the only prints.
I wouldn't say 15, but yes, those are still the only prints I lifted, yes.
And,
you can see her trying to process his bullshit questions.
During your time there.
Yes.
She's pretty good with the facial expressions.
I had them stay outside. The one that did the walkthrough with me was Deputy Ruth Code. She's the one that did the initial. I don't have groups that come in with me. She was there initially at the scene, and so she initially walked through the scene with me under my direction.
I like that she doesn't turn to the jury every 5 seconds.
Right.
She does it well. She does it when she's got to explain something.
Yeah, she looked over at them earlier when he was asking a question, kind of like, "You hear this shit?"
Yeah, but he's not. She's not like.
She's pretty good.
Turning over and mowing this.
There were several.
That would be an interpretation. I found out who went through the scene. I also got, if you're worried about other footwear impressions, why didn't you collect those? I received images of those other subjects that were inside the house, and that is in my report.
And those
The victim, the victim's husband, the family members that walked through there, I was able to determine deputies normally wear a certain type of boot,
Called a
different
jack boot.
brands, but it's pretty consistent. And I am
Sorry.
pretty well trained to do footwear impressions. In fact, I train my agency as well as other agencies. So I'm pretty consistent.
No, but he's Daryl Brooks in it.
someone relayed to you, and this is in reference to the safe. Someone relayed to you that there was a lot of tools on this floor.
I would say manipulation.
I
Reportedly,
ain't buy a gen with no
people
filter.
trying to get in it without the combination.
Hey,
And you were not able
good to
to
see you.
identify anything at all.
Hey, Jim with no
That's
filter.
correct. I did not
Good to see you,
observe any
Jen.
specific prints.
And what portions on that safe did you dust? Was it?
I did not dust anything on that safe. If I dusted on the safe, I would have contaminated the DNA.
Thank you. You used black.
Looks like yes, sir.
She should have said your DNA.
These Q-tips, are they normal
Yeah.
size Q-tips? Are they?
The swabs,
Yes, the swabs.
they aren't your normal Q-tip. They are, the heads are about the same as a normal Q-tip, but then
She said head,
they can either have
Giggity.
a
Yeah,
plastic
and
stick
tip.
or a
tip.
really
This
thin
long.
wooden stick. So lengthwise,
Boy.
they're
This big.
approximately 8 to 10
How
inches.
big it
I've never really
was.
measured them.
And your functions don't involve the actual testing.
That is correct.
In reference to the can, the 409 can, you stated earlier something along the lines of you were
Did he say that I?
giving information on the particular
Yeah.
situation.
He did,
Yeah.
didn't he?
Yeah.
The
yeah.
409 cam that I.
Could you
Yeah.
shed some light on that?
Because
What was the
he's an idiot.
Yes.
What an
I was
idiot.
advised that the victim was forcibly sexually assaulted and that the male
Oh,
suspect
jeez.
sprayed
Wow.
the 409 carpet cleaner in and on the victim during the act.
Oh,
Awesome.
You were not relaying any information about penetration.
No, but that would not have affected the way I would have collected it.
In reference to that can, when you dust, does that preserve the print?
It would
Oh,
enhance the print, but I
shitty.
did not dust the can. No, sir, that would have damaged any DNA.
No,
I just
it's not.
collected
No, it's a
and I just picked
woman.
up the can and put that in the paper bag. That way that the lab can determine what was the best way to process that.
The lab would have been able to dust it at a later time if they decided to.
If they so choose to dust it, but the lab has got other means available to them, especially in a controlled environment, like the lab, they could use chemical enhancements and things like that. But if that was gonna be
Hi,
go to
Shelley.
DNA first, that would go to DNA first before that would get, and then they can, I don't know what they use to process that. That would be something you need to ask the scientists.
No, Your Honor, thank you. We asked the witness be.
If I was the prosecutor, I would just ask the court reporter to read back that
Yeah.
I thing. That's all I would. What did he
This
say?
is the
there?
end of a witness. How much?
yeah. That's
Wonder
the
how
end of a
long-
witness. That's actually a good stopping point too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I was just gonna type in chat. I think I've got to bounce.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah, no, that
that's
was-
fine.
I didn't know how far. We got about halfway through. No, a little over halfway through it. So
Yeah, I knew that we would get about halfway through it because I could speed it up. And you were saying you only had a little bit of time, but I figure we can get a good portion of it knocked out. So
Well,
Thank
Shizzy, you were sending
very
things to the
much.
wrong Discord.
Do
next
what?
Time.
what's that?
The Discord on my PC doesn't get checked very often. My other Discord.
Is that what I'm sending it to?
I just sent it to the one that
Oh.
I had.
Yeah,
I've got-
you got
I've
it
got
to
two
me
of
at
them.
11:40 or 10:44.
Well, because he had said he had already sent it to you, so I was just waiting, and then I saw you
Yeah.
pop up in chat, and I was like, "Oh, well, here I'll
Oops.
send you one."
I suck. Well,
'Cause-
so you guys want to show yourself a little bit there because I think everybody here knows us all, but chill away. Go ahead.
Who's going first? Go, Caitlin.
Yeah.
Ladies
No,
first.
there you go.
Caitlin. No, go.
No,
Caitlin.
ladies first.
Oh.
That's what she said, right? Ladies first.
Burn.
Ah. All right. Oh well, I'm MGLaw. I've been covering this trial. I'm going to probably do another one tomorrow night to finish out day 2. You can find me on here, on Twitter, on Locals, but I don't do anything there. But yeah, keep watching if you're interested in this. It is fun. Getting better.
It is.
Yeah, the
Getting so
humor is
much better.
definitely coming. It's most definitely coming. Let's see. We'll bring Caitlin up here. There we go. Still
Hi, I'm Caitlin Comments.
And
You
we
can find
love
me here
her.
on YouTube. Oh, thank
Yes, we
you.
do.
You're not
She
getting
has
a
a cool.
wrench for that.
You have a nice intro too. So.
Thank you.
Here, we'll just make it happen right here.
Can you see it? It's right here in front of me, right now. Watch. No. Good heavens. You know what went through me? It passed right through me. I was, me? I wasn't in me.
See, now you're embarrassed.
Yes, absolutely. Shizzy did an amazing job on that. And the videos and pictures were so awkward to take, but they turned out so good in that. I'm so happy with it. My only chill thing right now is Saturday at 3 o'clock Eastern, 6 a.m. Australia time. I'm going to be on with Melissa Jane. We are going to be
nice.
dual streaming. We're just going to talk, life updates, chat, hang out with whoever comes into chat to chill and have a good time.
I'm a mod on Melissa Jane's channel.
That's good. I'm very happy for you.
And on
She's
that
a mod
note,
on my channel too.
That's true. I'm a mod on Shizzy's channel. I'm
Yep.
a mod on Excited Utterance's channel. I'm a mod on Farrell's channel. Anyway, I am Valhalla Waits. I raise goats and I do Legos. That's really all you need to know. I'm on TikTok, Valhalla Waits 3. Go check it out. That's exclusive content from Mrs. Valhalla. And YouTube and Rumble, obviously. You guys know where to find me. I'm around.
I can just hang out here and have my man juice.
Man juice? Did you just say man juice?
Yeah.
Rachel, really? You just said man juice? You suck down that man juice, Baker. Suck it down.
Chug it.
Chug that man juice.
Yeah, get it all over your face.
Oh my God.
Pep, this is not the same one. So no, if I'm gonna chug it, there's gonna be some contributions. English no good. Speak.
Couldn't help it. I just had to do it.
Oh, the music's a good touch. The music's a good touch.
Oh, yes, I think it was. And I'm Shizzy Wisnut. I'm pretty easy to find. I'm running this show tonight. Damn it. But I know that everybody's got to get running here shortly, so we'll go out on Valhalla's intro.
Yeah.
We'll make it Valhalla's.
Or you could play
this
you
one.
could play that other Baker one that we discussed or that you showed.
Oh, I don't have that
It's
one
got
loaded up yet. I'll have
News
to
for
load
you.
it. I'll have to. That one I'm saving for you. You can use those.
Yeah.
I created those for everybody to use. So enjoy, pass them around. But we'll leave this with Valhalla's calling, and
Yes.
everybody have a wonderful evening, and catch us on. Make sure you hit the like on everybody, and just follow. And on that, peace, y'all.
of skim and barren summits to the verdant plains. Each horizon is a new beginning, rise and reign. Far from the fjords and the ice-cold currents, brave and soar over new frontiers. Songs and sagas of a fate determined, shields and spears. Vows of favor or the thrill of plunder, pull together for the clan and kin. Clank of hammers and the crash of thunder pound within. Oh, the echoes of eternity. Valhalla calling me. To pluck the strings of destiny.